Welcome to a Try Not to Gag countdown. Built for brave viewers, we are ranking 10 legendary foods that shock travelers and locals alike. This list is not about insulting cultures or traditions. It is about honest first reactions and the wild variety of global cuisine. You will see foods famous for intense smell, strange textures, and extreme preparation methods. You will also learn why people love them and how they are eaten respectfully. Each entry includes a quick origin snapshot and the most common serving style. Then we compare the flavor expectations versus the reality on camera. Keep a bucket of humor nearby and a glass of water ready. If you are squeamish, this is your warning before the countdown begins. By the end, you will have a new appreciation for how creative humans can be with food. Drop a comment with the one item you could actually try. Number 10 is surstrumming, the fermented herring that can weaponize a room. The smell hits fast and lingers, like a prank that went too far. We show the classic opening technique outdoors to avoid disaster. Then we break down why the fermentation is intentional and how locals balance it. The texture is soft and the flavor is aggressively salty and sour. A proper bite with flatbread and potatoes can make it surprisingly edible. Reaction shots matter here because the first inhale is the real jump scare. We keep it respectful and focus on the experience, not mockery. We end this segment with a simple tip for viewers who try it. Ventilation and small bites are your best friends. Number 9 is balut, the fertilized duck egg, with a legendary reputation. It looks intense, but it is also a comfort snack for many people. We explain how it is commonly sold and when it is eaten. Then we show the step-by-step way most fans season it. The broth inside can be rich and savory, like a small soup shot. The texture changes quickly once you reach the developed parts. We emphasize cultural respect and why street food can be deeply personal. The goal is understanding, not shock for shock alone. Our tasting notes compare it to a mix of egg, poultry, and umami. Viewers get a clear warning before the close-up reveal. Number 8 is casu marzu, the infamous Sardinian cheese, known for live larvae. It is one of the most talked about foods in gross food history. We explain the fermentation process that creates its soft, runny center. Then we address safety and legal realities in different places. The aroma is pungent, and the texture can be almost creamy to the extreme. The visual element is what pushes many people past their limit. We show how some people eat it with bread and why they consider it a delicacy. We also mention safer, similar alternatives for curious viewers. This entry is filmed with strong discretion and clear disclaimers. The focus is information plus honest reaction, not reckless stunts. Number 7 is hakarl, the fermented Greenland shark that smells like ammonia. The first sniff can feel like cleaning chemicals in your nose. We share the reason it exists, which is survival and preservation in harsh climates. Then we show how it is traditionally served in small cubes. The taste can be sharply fishy, with a lingering burn. The texture is chewy and can surprise people who expect something softer. We pair it the way locals often do and explain the logic behind the pairing. That context can turn a nightmare bite into a manageable one. We capture the full reaction arc, from confidence to regret to recovery. Then we move on, before the smell takes over the set. Number 6 is durian, the king of fruit, with a reputation for forbidden odor. Some hotels and trains ban it for a reason. We cut it open and describe what the smell reminds people of. Then we highlight why fans say it tastes like sweet custard. The texture is thick, creamy, and almost buttery. That mouthfeel can be amazing or unbearable, depending on the viewer. We test a few forms, like fresh pulp and a dessert-style bite. The goal is to show that it is not just a meme fruit. By the end, you will understand why it divides families and friendships. It is both disgusting and delicious, sometimes at the same time. Number 5 is the century egg, preserved until the yolk turns dark and jelly-like. It looks like a spooky science experiment on a plate. We explain the curing method in simple terms, without myths. Then we show common pairings that make the flavor shine. The taste is earthy, savory, and slightly sharp. The texture is the bigger hurdle because the egg white becomes a firm gel. We compare it to strong cheese vibes rather than rotten food. With rice or congee, it can become a surprisingly comforting bite. This entry is where many viewers realize appearance can be misleading. Some of the scariest looking foods can taste totally fine. Number 4 is stinky tofu, the street food that announces itself from far away. The smell can hit you before you even see the stall. We show how vendors fry it until the outside gets crisp. Then we break down the brine and fermentation that create the funk. The inside can be soft and steamy, while the outside crackles. Add chili sauce, pickles, or sweet soy, and it becomes addictive. We capture the contrast between the smell and the flavor. Many people hate the aroma, but love the actual bite. This segment is all about street food energy and quick cuts. You will feel like you are standing in the night market with us. Number 3 is natto, the fermented soybeans, famous for sticky strings. It can look like it is trying to crawl back into the bowl. We explain the health hype and why it is a common breakfast item. Then we show the mixing technique that changes the texture. The smell is sharp and the mouthfeel is slimy and stretchy. The flavor can be nutty with a strong fermented edge. We try it with rice and simple toppings, the classic way. That pairing can make it easier for first-timers. This is a perfect challenge entry because the texture does most of the damage. If you can handle the strings, you might actually like it. Number 2 is sanakji, the live octopus dish that still moves on the plate. The motion alone can be enough to make people panic. We explain how it is served and why chewing matters. Then we clearly warn about the suction cups and safe eating practices. The taste is fresh and mild, but the texture is the headline. Those little suckers can cling, so slow chewing is essential. We keep the segment respectful and avoid sensationalizing the animal. The goal is to show the reality and the reason people order it. Reaction footage here is intense because the food fights back. This is where most viewers decide they are officially out. Number 1 is Rocky Mountain oysters, the dish with a misleading name. It is not seafood at all, and that reveal always lands. We explain what it is and why the name became popular. Then we show the common preparation, usually breaded and fried. The taste can be mild, and the texture can be tender or chewy, depending on cooking. The mental barrier is bigger than the flavor barrier. We compare it to other fried snacks to keep the analysis grounded. A good sauce can make it feel familiar in a strange way. We finish the countdown with one final challenge for the audience. Comment your rank from least scary to most disgusting and share this with a friend. If you made it to the end, your stomach deserves a trophy. Subscribe for more wild global lists and extreme food reactions.